Hello, good evening. This is Ross Suizo with my Module 16 school choice presentation. We first talk about what my public views would be, or personal views on a school district. I'm on the side of things where I really think that a choice of schools is education based by the parents and a lot of times community driven as well. I think when you have a school that is driven by the community and allows the students and your children to have a connection that can create a special environment. I'm not a big fan necessarily of schools that would be trying to promote or recruit, I guess, from a private school standard of things, but that's also my background being a public school and coming from a community where we were school-based, and a lot of the community was linked, and I'm actually lucky enough to teach at a similar school district at this moment. When we start talking about some of the things about USD 458 and Basehor Linwood, or what I view sometimes is making schools unique, I guess, is in our district there really is no major promotion in regards to hey, come to our school. One of those things is we are a closed enrollment district where students have to live within the boundaries of our district. So in regards to promotional, um, a lot of those things are city-based. So anything that our city is doing to promote um, increased housing, or those, to try to get people to move to our area, that definitely affects our school, and so that's partly our school recruitment. In one of the previous assignments, when we learned about our community and our towns, Basehor is the fifth largest growing city in the state of Kansas, and so that definitely bodes well and recruits for our district as well. Basically, everything we get is self-promotion, or maybe word of mouth, local media, things that we do to try to promote ourselves, community relations based. Where when things that are going well in our school district, our communications director and our schools communicate that efficiently with our non-parent group as well as our parent group in our communities. So um, a few years ago, we were named a Blue Ribbon High School, Blue Ribbon District, high school with the Blue Ribbon District, one of the fewest in the country, in the state of Kansas and the country. And that's something that is self-promoted and pushed out there. We've had one of the highest increases in ACT scores in the state of Kansas, as well as some of the other higher offerings that we have. And then unique in some regards in our elementaries is we have a pre-K curriculum that extends into the local preschools as well. And so those acts and those types of things, I guess it's you recruit by doing, and they promote and then they stress, and we communicate with our district that there is very few turnover rate of our teachers as well. Not that necessarily we sit there. Our salary schedule isn't. It's definitely not in the top end of the area. We'd probably be in the bottom half of the area. But the work environment is one that is promoted well. And when we have teaching openings available, we have a high rate of interest. And so I think a lot of times those things are brought word of mouth. And when you start talking about the ACT and the high course load and all those things, how that ties into the IL6 standards of number two, in regards to the school culture and what is offered. Communications of safety as well. Other word of mouth events that we do well with our district would be the hosting that we do of major events. Um, Not only community based, but unique to ours is tomorrow we'll be hosting a high school wrestling tournament of almost I think 40 high schools in 6 different states. And then this week we host a basketball tournament, and in a few weeks um, we host a yearly powerlifting event that hosts almost 600, 700 high school kids that come in and compete. And so doing those things, and not only that, but our other programs as well, um, that gets word out, and that's not always to say that, oh hey, we're going to go move to this town or whatever. But people will talk and they have friends, and well, hey, we're moving to this area, and so I really think that's one of the biggest things that works. when I spoke earlier about the community interest and the town help, that would definitely tie into that ILSIC standard of number 4. But people being aware of the interest with our location, and the the new housing that is available, and the affordable housing, and the family-based interest of the town. The town is going to be developing a new city park and all these things. When those are promoted, then those are obviously a tie-in to our district, being a closed district. So for me, those are the unique things on my end. If I was in a position with our school district in regards to promoting, I would definitely work hard to continue to have our school communicate well with outside sources, with media, communicate well with our town, with parents, non-parents, our banks, and those things. So when the school is tied into all of those avenues, and we have that good positive connection, then when those entities then help develop the town and increase a population of our area, then that's going to have an impact of our school as well. And those also community things will help in the future in regards to passing of school bond issues, which those things tend to turn over almost 5 years, and it's always, you hear towns, well, they don't, they do, they don't. This was a town that never did, and now that they've seen the positives of what our school has to offer and how that's helping develop our town, we're hopeful that when that time comes again, they'll see the need, and the town will go to bat and help feed that need. And then seeing those things, that's obviously going to bring more people, because intelligent people are, before they pick a town or they pick an area, they are going to, I would hope, recruit or research the schools. And so when our school can have those statistics and things readily available on our website, or when they do contact the school, one thing I guess before I close is I do like, we have a group I call the student ambassadors, and we'll have people contact the school, and they will even ask to take a tour, and the kids will come through and they'll walk through and spend a day, and sometimes that helps those parents before they make a decision to move. And we get some unique requests, and our superintendent stands pretty strong, and they have to be special needs to be brought in. And we've had various school districts from around us, children of people that teach in those districts, that send their kids to our school. And so when that happens, definitely through word of mouth, I know the people that work in our school share that, because it's that self-promotion. And anyways, if you're not proud of where you teach or where you work, and you express those things, and people aren't going to come there. But if you really are happy where you are and you share that, and then that shares to the next person, and before you know it, it's a pretty simple effect, and you get the chance to work with good people. And I know there's several districts out there that are like that, and I hope everybody's in those positions where they do feel that way. So thank you again. Have a good evening, and enjoyed being in class with all of you. It was a new environment. I enjoyed learning the Google Plus. Wasn't real familiar with that, and look forward to probably coming across some of your faces as we continue through this learning process. Have a good evening, and have a good 2014.